I have no idea how to start this video, so please bear with me. If you clicked on this video, you might know who I am. If not, my name is Raymond. The video that you're about to watch is a project that I have been working on. Long story short, I've been trying to work on myself these past few months. This gave me a crazy idea of starting a video diary as a form of self-therapy. I've been wanting to start this for a while now. I just wasn't sure who would even want to watch this. But then I realized that the whole point of a diary is to vent my thoughts and emotions. My biggest issue is not being open enough. I always feel like I need to carry all the burdens in my life alone, even though I don't have to. And I'm trying really hard to break that habit. One of the things that has helped me through this journey are my friends. And I can't stress this enough. My friends are my anchors in life. So not only is this diary going to be about my life, but also as a way to show my appreciation towards my friends and family that have made me who I am today. The video that you're about to watch is a recorded conversation that I had with my best friend Simon a while back. It's mostly us reminiscing our 20 years of friendship that evolved into a brotherhood. I thought it would make a really good story to tell for the people that knows us personally. And even if you don't know us personally, there are a lot of stuff that we talk about that you guys can use as a life lesson. I know that the video is long, and I don't expect you guys to finish the whole thing in one sitting, or even finish it at all. Therefore, I went ahead and created timestamps of the different topics that we talk about throughout the whole video. So feel free to skip around, but I do encourage you guys to watch the whole thing if possible. No matter how much of the video you watch, I just want to say thanks for taking the time out of your day to do so. It means a lot to me. I love having deep one-on-one conversation with people, and I hope that you guys will be able to see that as well. I'm still trying to decide whether or not I should keep doing this, but for now, let's just see how this one goes. One last thing I wanted to add is that I'm starting up my social media again to help promote this project. Right now, I'm only on Instagram, which I will link in the description below, so go ahead and give that a follow. I'm going to try to be more active and provide updates on this video diary project as well as other things in my life. With that said, thanks again for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you later.
Hey Raymond, Raymond, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. You have to make a video.
I don't want to go to school.
Dude, you've been tagged on YouTube. You've been
Oh.
tagged on YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube? Oh.
Yeah.
Why don't I go fingerprint man?
I don't know what the hell that's doing. Come on, man, get up.
Oh.
Come on.
Man, I think I made it.
Go get prepared, man.
Oh.
Dress up. Come on. It's taking him so long. What in God's name? Sweet Jesus. Ooh, a penny. Raymond, Raymond, get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up.
Oh, dude, what happened?
Well, you got your socks on your hand, you got your pants on your head, got your shirt on your legs.
That look,
You tell me what happened.
that looks my chain.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go do that video.
Yeah.
When did we meet? We met in second grade, I think, right?
Bro, we met in second grade, but do you remember how we met in second grade?
How we met in can
Cause-
I cuss?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I'm probably gonna censor that, but it doesn't really matter. But go ahead. I mean, I have a vivid memory of how we met. Like I'm really good with the memory stuff, like all the important stuff in my life. I remember it, but I want to know how you remember it, if you remember it.
I don't think I remember.
You don't?
I have really bad memory
Right.
about important stuff, and I have really good memory about stupid stuff. So, all right, you have to tell me because I don't. Well, hold on. Let me see if I do remember. Okay, 2nd grade, we were in Miss Burke's class. Burke? Was it Burke?
Well, I wasn't in class with you.
Right, you weren't in my class, but I was in Miss Burke's class. You were in
Was it 2nd grade, right? 2nd grade
Yeah.
was, I think it was Miss Johnson.
something like that, right?
Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah, go ahead.
Right. And honestly, that's all I remember.
Okay. All right. Let me tell you how I remember it.
Okay.
Okay. So, you and I were walkers because we live pretty close by, right? You had your
Yeah.
grandma's place, and I had my house in the same neighborhood.
Right.
And then I remember this is like early in the year, when 2nd grade just started, right?
Mhm.
And I remember I was a walker, and I remember seeing you walking with you remember Saul Lopez?
Oh, yeah, Saul.
Saul Lopez. I was friends with him because he was my friend. I met him back in 1st grade, and I remember I was walking home with him, and you were walking with him, and then we were just like talking about like Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards.
I remember now.
Yeah. And like, I mean, there's nothing much to say how we met. It's just that we met under the same type of hobby, right? Of like,
Right.
you like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, and I like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, and I'm like, you know what? Let's start hanging. You know, it's pretty cool because like ever since then, I don't think we've ever like stopped talking to each other. Like even though
Right.
there's like moments where we would go on for like days, weeks, or months, you know, just not talking to each other. Whenever we would meet up, like it just seems like, oh, we saw each other like last week or whatever.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, because like it's like because like when we don't see each other, it's not like we're like ignoring each other or anything. Like I know you're always gonna be there,
Right, right.
so I don't feel like it's really any different than if I was talking to you today or if I talk to you a month later.
Right,
Doesn't
right.
matter. Same shit.
Yep.
But dang, Saul Lopez. Yeah, I remember. I think I used to walk with him a lot because he walked the same direction.
Mhm.
And then I remember you came up, and we would. I guess we would just
Yeah.
because your house was very close to my grandma's, and then
Mhm.
we'd always go the same direction. I think Saul went the other way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so maybe when Saul left us, maybe we just
Yeah, I mean,
kept on talking. I don't remember that, but
yeah, I mean, like that was pretty nuts though. Like, I mean, like 2nd grade, like we went through the whole elementary together, right? 2nd grade, 3rd grade, and then 4th grade, right? And I think
Yeah.
4th grade was the first time we've had class with each other. Remember that?
4th grade.
Yeah, with Miss LaRoche,
Yeah.
Miss LaRoche and Miss Tandon, dude. That was
Everybody was in that class with
bro.
with
That was actually lit. Yeah, man.
that was the best. That was the best year, I think, because everybody was there.
Right.
We were all hanging out. It was so fun.
Right, like I think I met Eric Ty, 3rd grade,
Yeah.
but like the fact that you, me, Eric Ty, and a whole bunch of other people were in the same class, like like I feel like that was the best class of all time, in my opinion. And
I think that was
yeah, and I got to meet some really amazing people as well that I still keep on contact with. And then there are some people that I still see around on social media sometimes, and I mean, we don't talk. It's just that I'll always have that memory of like, man, these people were cool, and I wish we went through that again.
Isn't it weird? Like when you imagine them, you only imagine them in that moment that you remember them as, right? Like you
Yeah.
remember them as a little kid.
Yeah.
And then when you think about it, they're like grown adults, and you really don't know how they are now.
Right. Yeah.
But-
I'm looking at these same people, right? Like I follow some of them on like, Instagram and stuff,
Okay.
and dude, I see them like buying houses, getting like these cool cars, like just doing like grown shit, right?
Mhm.
And like it's just like damn, we made it. Like we gone so far. Like I remember these kids were I remember we were playing tag with these kids during recess and shit. And then all of a
I
sudden,
remember, yeah.
and all of a sudden, like we're all buying houses, getting married and shit. I'm like, oh my god, man, dang.
I think you see yourself back then, you see yourself now. You wouldn't really, I guess, no one knows how it's gonna be
Yeah.
later on, but it's great, to see all these people doing well, right?
Mhm.
I mean, because we like the way we grew up or the area we grew up in wasn't the best.
Mm,
Yeah, not all of us didn't have like money or anything like that, but
right. You know what's funny? Like when you said that, like we don't grow up in a great area. I mean to the viewers, I forgot we were recording this, but to the viewers, we grew up in Alief, and like in Houston, Alief is known as like the ghetto and stuff like that. And so I didn't really know. Like I didn't really know that Alief was like actually the ghetto until I went to like college, right?
right.
I remember in college, we would have like a day one or a week one thing where we had to introduce ourselves and stuff like that. And then people were like, yeah, I'm from Spring, Texas, or I'm from Katy, I'm from Sugarland, Missouri City, whatever, right? And then you see me coming up, I'm just like, oh, my name's Raymond, I'm from Alief, Texas. And then they're all like, oh shoot, like the ghetto? I'm like, I guess. And I think that was the point where I'm like, oh, so Alief really is the ghetto. And like, I mean, like when you grow up in that area, you just don't notice, until like you actually like either have someone tell you, or you either move to a different part of the city,
Right,
Yeah.
because we were kids, and that was what we grew up with. That's all we knew.
Mhm, yeah.
And, we didn't have cars at the time. We wouldn't be able to like go around the city and
Right.
find out. But growing up, like you said, like when we were in college, and you start to mingle with all the different people,
Mhm.
different, and like where we went to U of H, and so.
Mhm.
U of H is very diverse, and you really get to meet like everybody, international, and you really get to know. They bring all the stuff from their childhood. You talk about that stuff, and it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, it's like, oh man, we really live in a really crappy planet
Yeah.
compared to these people. But
Yeah.
it wasn't that bad. I actually really liked Alief.
Yeah. I mean, Alief wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. But I mean, we'll get to more of the college stuff later. But like,
Right.
so we were in fourth grade. I mean, we were getting closer, right? Like our bond was getting stronger over time.
Sure.
There was no point. There was no point in time in those 20 years of us knowing each other where it like wavered or anything. I felt
I
like
don't think so. Yeah, I think it got stronger.
yeah, I felt like it got stronger too. And then after Mahaney, our elementary school, we went to Youngblood, because in Alief, like the cutoff grade was like fourth grade. You remember that, right?
Yes.
And yeah, so we went to Youngblood, and Youngblood was fifth and sixth grade.
Fifth and sixth, yeah.
And both years we didn't share any years together or any classes together, I would say.
Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah, but like we did see each other pretty often still, like we still hung out on off days, on weekends and stuff like that.
Right.
And if we do see each other in school, man, that's like the coolest thing ever.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was in so fifth grade, I was in Green Pod.
Oh,
And-
I was in Green Pod, I think.
Yeah, you were the
But I was
class.
on the other side. I was on the other side.
Right,
You were
right.
at the very
Yeah.
end, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I was the other end. And then for sixth grade, I was in Yellow Pod, and
Right.
you were in Orange Pod, the one
I was
that
in Orange Pod, and we were always in trouble. We were always in lockdown. We were never not in trouble. I
Bro.
don't think.
Yeah, I remember because like I think one of the AP had to come down and talk to you guys or something, but that was nuts. That was pretty nuts.
He would come down, and he would like go to every class and
Mhm.
just give a speech. And we don't have walls. We had like we had walls, but we had like it was like the open. Remember, it was like the open with
was
like,
like-
shelving that blocked the doors or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we could hear everything he says. He would go one by one, and you could hear his speech. We hear his speech like 5 times before he got to us.
Damn.
And then, yeah, I'd just be like in my class. I'm like, oh my god, I bet Raymond's like having so much fun in Yellow Pod, and I'm just sitting here like getting yelled at every single day.
Yeah, I mean that's I don't know if I had fun in intermediate school, like in terms of like being in my class and stuff like that.
Right.
I mean, I met pretty cool people. I don't think I talk to any of them these days anymore. But there was this one instance where one of the AP had to come to my class, right? And this I don't know if I ever told you this, but like this was like when my class had a sub, right? And like I did you not, like the sub sent like half the class to like detention.
Why? Why?
I don't know. My class was like acting up or something, and so
Wait,
like
does he have the authority to do that?
I don't know, because like the AP had to come now, and he was like, "What the hell is going on here?" Like to our specific class, bro. He was like, "What the hell is going on here?" it was
It's like half of you guys are like in the freaking detention center.
detention sack, or I think sack was what they called.
Sack.
Yeah.
Sack. That's what they
Dude,
call
that was hilarious, man. I was laughing. I was like, "Who's next?"
What did y'all do? What were y'all doing?
I think you know, kids are kids, right? They were just acting up, and then
You can't just send all y'all to detention.
Yeah,
It's sack. I mean, like, what's the point?
I was like, holy crap! Alright, like, is the whole class gonna go to detention? And that was pretty funny.
Dude, you know what? He was probably just trying to make his life easier. He was just like sending half the class away so he could deal with the rest. Not
Yeah,
have to like worry, you know what I mean?
yeah, but intermediate was pretty cool. I mean, fifth or sixth grade was pretty cool. I know that after Youngblood, we went our separate ways, sorta. Because to the viewers, like in A-Leaf, there's like 5 or 6 middle schools. I don't know. But like after 6th grade, you would you know, naturally go to middle school, right? But like you get randomly picked, or not randomly picked, but like it depends on where you live, right? That you get chosen for that middle school. And I remember we were saying in the beginning how we technically both lived in the same area. So you went to O'Donnell, right? And so I was supposed to go to O'Donnell, but then I, like, the year at the end of 6th grade, I think I moved houses to my current house right now.
Oh, okay.
This current house is in the same district as Kilo, which is the other middle school in A-Leaf. And I remember I was so upset, bro. Like, I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, I don't know anyone that's going to Kilo, bro. Like,
Right. We were all going to O'Donnell.
exactly. I was so mad. Like, not just at the school, but like at my parents. I'm like, why couldn't you just stay where we were living so I can go to O'Donnell? But like,
Right.
I mean, like in hindsight, it's better that we moved houses, because like, I mean,
Well, they were thinking about, you know, your well-being, I'm sure.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. And like, I as a grown up, I understand, but like, you know, as a kid,
Right.
you just
as a kid, you
you-
like want to hang out with your friends.
yeah, I was so upset. I was like, I don't know anyone at Kilo. I don't know anyone at all. Probably like just one person maybe. But like looking back, I remember like when I was going to Kilo, like I hated it, bro. I hated it because I didn't know anyone, and I knew that all my friends were in O'Donnell, right? And I just want to be with them. Like I don't know. Kids these days, they don't know, right? Because if you want to hang out with your friends, you could just go on like your Discord, right? And just get on a call with them, play games together. Even if you're like across the planet from each other, you could still do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like back then we only had like a flip phone.
We had AOL and
AOL Messenger.
I didn't have a phone.
I mean, we had a landline.
Nobody had a phone.
Yeah, we had a landline that we would always like talk on, and while we're playing games, you know. And then
Right. No one had a cell phone. Well,
Yeah.
not too many people had a cell phone.
yeah, and I mean, like I was mad that I was going to see you guys, as much, you know. And I thought that would be like the end of our relationship, basically, because I wasn't gonna see you anymore, and you weren't gonna see me as often. But like, we still pushed through. Like we still pushed through. We still kept in contact, surprisingly.
I don't think that even like it didn't really affect us that much because, yeah, it didn't because like after that, we met back up, right? I mean,
we met back up at high school, but like
Right.
a little bit on that later. But like I remember, like, so let me tell you my experience going through middle school, because I don't think I've ever told you like in detail.
No, you never did.
Yeah, so let's start with 7th grade. 7th grade, I like I said, I really hated Kilo, right? I knew no one, but like I still met a lot of great people, bro. Like honestly, like I met because I went to Kilo, I was able to meet Jimmy, and Jimmy Jimmy is like one of my closest friends to this day, and
Jimmy's awesome.
yeah, and like he's been with me. I mean, we've been with each other for like just I don't know, for like forever, like since we've ever met, you know. And then I met some other people as well, because I remember going from 7th grade to 8th grade. I started taking more pre-AP classes in 8th grade, because 7th grade I took like no pre-AP classes. And so I went to 8th grade, and like I because I went to Kilo, I probably met, I met my first girlfriend there, obviously, and probably like the best girl I could have asked to be my first girlfriend. And well, I'm not going to disclose her name on the recording, because I don't know if she should be comfortable about it. But like, if she's watching, you know who you are. But yeah, I mean, like I could say the same if I were to go to O'Donnell, right? I might have like met someone else, as a first girlfriend. But like if I could go back and like give me an option to go to Kilo or O'Donnell, right? Going back, knowing what I know now, I feel like I would have gone to Kilo. I would have hands down picked and gone to Kilo, because I think one of my biggest regrets today is that I didn't spend enough time enjoying the moments that I had in middle school, because these people were great. Even though I don't see most of them nowadays, I feel like it would have been better if I got to know them, like actually give them a chance, give Kilo a chance, basically. And that's what I failed to do. Throughout middle school, I was so focused on like get through these 2 years and get to Kerr so I can meet all my O'Donnell friends, right? And that was a stupid mentality I had, because like it really didn't matter, because I know that we got to Kerr, right? And like all the people that I hung out with in Kilo basically went to Kerr, right? And so so it was like two worlds colliding each other. And so you can imagine how ecstatic I was in freshman year, because it was like two worlds colliding each other, right? The people that I knew from O'Donnell and the people I know from Kilo coming together, and even more because I met more people that weren't from O'Donnell or Kilo, right? And yeah, freshman year at Kerr was pretty awesome, to say the least.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was because there's a lot of cool people that I mean, like you said, we all met up there, and you showed me some of your friends from Kilo, I think.
Right.
And then I mean, but we ended up all hanging out anyways, so
yeah,
that was great. Yeah, everyone's so cool, and we still hang out. So I mean,
yeah, I mean, like it would have been nice to go to O'Donnell, right? I mean,
I think you would have, like you said, in hindsight. I mean, for you, you said you should have savored the moments you had at Kilo,
right.
But I don't think you would have liked O'Donnell as much. And
really?
Like you said, you would have picked Kilo over O'Donnell anyways. So
okay, so tell me from your experience how O'Donnell was for you then.
O'Donnell, I mean, O'Donnell was great. Like my first year there, so O'Donnell was what, sixth and seventh. I'm sorry, seventh and eighth, right?
7 and 8. Yeah.
Seventh and eighth grade. So seventh grade was cool. We, you know, the guys, me, Eric, Alex, little Andy, and Fong. We all had the same advisory. We had advisory in the morning. So advisory, you go to advisory first, and you go to your class after.
Mhm.
And man, advisory was so fun because it's just be the five of us, and we just like screw around all morning for like 30 minutes.
Mhm.
You know, we'd like trade Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and we like yell at each other. But he would like, I don't know, it was really fun. And so the five of us eventually, I think we got even closer because of that.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I don't think I was very close with Alex, little Andy.
Mhm.
Yeah, even Fong, I wasn't very close with him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That was good.
yeah, it's crazy because I don't think I've met Fong until like around middle school, but that was only because he was at your house, and that's when I would come over to your house. Or
I don't think you really knew him then, right?
yeah, I don't. It's either middle school or high school that I actually got to know him. But like, but yeah, I mean, like again, there's so many people from O'Donnell that I didn't even know, you know.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to go to O'Donnell and met them there. But like again, I don't think if you give me the choice, I would have stayed at Kilo. And
No, I mean, like, but apart from that, like, my advisory time with the guys,
Mhm.
those five or four guys, and then, other than that, O'Donnell was kind of, I didn't really, it wasn't that great. And I would, like, walk around. A lot of times I didn't see anybody. It was kind of a big place.
Right.
And you know, one end to the other, you have to walk for a while.
Mhm.
And, you know, I would walk around. Most of the time, I would be just walking alone.
Right.
And so, I mean, a lot of my friends, they weren't in the same class as me.
Right.
And so, and then some of the teachers were cool, but some of the teachers were assholes. So, I mean,
Right.
I don't miss that place.
Yeah, my teachers in Kilo, they were pretty cool. One of my language arts teacher, for I think it was for 7th grade, I believe, or 8th grade, or somewhere. Or I probably didn't have him as a teacher, but he was my teacher for 6th grade. My homeroom teacher, like he was
Okay.
my language arts and social studies teacher, right? And then when I moved to Kilo, he went to Kilo as well, and
What?
yeah, I was like, that's pretty cool because like he's generally one of my favorite teacher of all time, and
Oh,
so
wow, okay.
and so I still get to see him, and then I mean obviously after Kilo, like I didn't see him anymore, but I think he got promoted to like AP at like a high school at Hastings or Elsik, I don't remember, but like damn man, he climbed the ropes, man. He was like 6th grade
You went
language
from
art.
one to the other, and then
Exactly, man. I was
yeah,
like,
that's great.
damn, man. He climbed that ladder real good.
But I mean, like you said, he was one of your favorite teachers. I'm sure he was just a great guy.
Yeah.
Or guy.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. He was a great guy. He always cared for me. Made sure that I wasn't sad or anything, And yeah, he was awesome. And I hope maybe one day I'll get to talk to him again. But anyways, now we're in high school, right?
High school is the best.
High school was kind of cringe for me. I like if I look at
okay.
if I look at my version, not the version of myself back in high school, I would be like, "What the hell are you doing, bro?"
Wait, why? Why?
I was so cringy, bro. I was like,
What do you mean? What do you say? Why did you say that?
I feel like I was like the most awkwardest kid ever. Like honestly, like I didn't know, like we're like you see me talking to you, right? And you see me how I'm like I can easily talk to people nowadays. But like back in high school, I was like a social. What was it?
If you're not a butterfly, then you're
I'm like
you're a rock. I don't know.
I don't know the word for it. I can't think of it, but like I was not really social, bro. I was not sociable at all, bro.
Really?
I didn't have the social skill. I do. I had the social skill of a rock, which is non-existent. But I didn't know how to act in front of new people. I didn't know how to act in front of girls, basically. Like honestly, like I was just a shy kid who didn't know how to talk to people and stuff like that, right? Nowadays,
I never really noticed because I guess you were always okay with me, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I wouldn't really know. I didn't know you felt that way about yourself.
Yeah, I was pretty shy and I was very insecure about myself because I remember I would always have to have straight hair, right? Like I would always have to have straight hair, and so I would wake up pretty early in the morning before school, and I remember spending like an hour like just straightening my hair, making sure that it's straight. And
That's crazy because remember like I didn't find out that you had curly hair until like a long time later because you would always straighten your hair. I
Yeah.
thought you're naturally like it was naturally like that.
yeah, I mean, I was really insecure about it, bro. Like I think I think my hair didn't start getting curly until like 5th or 6th grade. Not 5th, 6th, 7th or 8th grade, which is like during middle school, which is when you didn't see me, right?
Right.
Yeah, and then I think before I got to high school, I was already starting to straighten my hair because like 6th grade, I was already insecure about my wavy curly hair, whatever you want to call it.
Alright.
I really didn't like it because like back then, like I had that mentality, right, where like all the Asian guys need to have like those freaking what was it, those anime hairs and stuff like that.
Freaking Japanese guys.
Yeah, and so I thought that I needed to have that hair, but I can't have that hair when my hair is like curly and wavy, you know. And so I was always insecure about it. I was always making sure that my hair was straight and all that stuff. I was always insecure about pretty much the clothes that I wear. I didn't want to show too much skin because I was a really skinny kid, like really skinny. I think I was like in high school I was like 105.
Right.
I was
You're probably like
Yeah.
me before.
Yeah, I was really underweight. I mean, nowadays I'm okay now. I mean, even though you still see like I'm pretty skinny.
No, dude, you look good.
I mean, yeah, thank you.
No homo.
But now I'm normal. But like back then, I was pretty underweight. I was pretty underweight. I was insecure. I didn't have a social skill at all. Yeah, and so I thought I was pretty weird. It was pretty cringe, in my opinion.
So, well, give me an example. Like, if okay, so if I'm like if you didn't know me, I came up to you, and I was just trying to talk to you. Like, how would that conversation go? I'm like, hey, hi, how are you?
So back then, right? Like, so we're talking about like a version of me
Right.
back then. I'll probably say, pretty good. Hey, pretty good. Wait.
You gonna do the voice?
Hey, pretty good. Because because I didn't hit
Pre-puberty.
Yeah, my voice didn't drop until like late into freshman year, I think, or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, pretty good. And that's pretty much it, man. I'll be talking like this.
Dude, that's so accurate. I remember your voice back then. That's so accurate.
My voice actually hurts trying to do it right now, bro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but like I mean, like with like guys, I wouldn't have trouble with talking to like.
Okay, if I was a girl and I came up to you, hi, Remy, you're so cute.
I'll be like, oh, thanks. And I'll just run in the other direction.
And bye. You like fucking rubbish.
I'll run in the other direction, bro. I didn't know how to talk to girls, bro. I was so bad at it because I remember like, bro, I was dating another girl like pretty early on into high school, right? This was like a totally different girl from the first one I dated back in middle school. But I remember like, I think it was so cringe. Not with her, right? But like what I did in that relationship, it was so fucking cringe, bro. Like, cause like you know how I told you how I was insecure about my hair and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like I just let that get to me. right? I was more worried about how I looked back then more than this girl I was dating, right? Like I remember my parents didn't like the way that I had like long hair and stuff like that, and so they made me cut it. And so I was really upset when I was going to school that week, and I remember blowing her off, like just get away from me, you know. And then I feel bad, and I'm pretty sure like if she's watching this right now, she probably remembers it differently. But this is how I remember it. I remember it like I would blow her off because I was so upset. Like I was actually crying like before advisory, like because like I wanted the hair that I wanted, but like my parents wouldn't let me because they thought that I don't know, like they just didn't like it basically. And then so they made me cut it, and then I was upset. She came out trying to console me, and me being in the asshole, I was like blowing her off, and it sucks, bro. I feel like looking back, that was cringe as hell. And I'm gonna be saying cringe a lot through this whole portion of the video for high school because it was cringe, bro. It was cringe.
I mean, the fact that you feel bad about it, though, I mean, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, now that you feel bad about it, you know how like that, you know, you probably made her feel like.
Yeah, it's so
I think you told me this story before, so I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I know what happened, so yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it's so...
I feel bad for her too.
Yeah, I feel bad for her, but like I hope she's doing okay. I hope she's doing well. I mean, I don't know where she is now, but like if you're watching this, I hope you're doing really good. So one of the things that that made me feel awkward about going to high school, specifically at Kerr, was because I grew up as an only child. I didn't have an older sibling, right? Like you had your sister, and so when you got to Kerr, like a lot of the upperclassmen knew you through your sister, right?
No, they didn't know my sister. They were my cousins.
Cousin. Yeah. And so yeah, I mean, like it still holds up true. Like they a lot of the upperclassmen, a lot of the school knew you because of your family, right? And then I didn't have anyone, so basically I was stuck with like the people that I met at Kilo and the people that I knew, like the limited amount of people that I knew from O'Donnell coming to Kerr. So it was still a small group of people that I only hang out with, and that on top of like my lack of social skills, I couldn't make that much friends. And looking back again, I sort of regret not taking advantage of like meeting more people when I was in high school. And I always feel like I get punched in the guts thinking about it to this day, where I'm like, oh, I should just like been more open about to hanging out with other people, you know, outside of the people that I knew, like you and me, you know. And I'm not saying that you or like the other guys that I knew already like are boring or anything. It's just that it's better to widen my network. Yeah.
Network. Yeah, there we go. That's the word. But like, honestly, yeah. Now that I think about it, freshman year, I don't think I saw you too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we wouldn't really see each other that much during high school.
Yeah, I don't think we had class with each other.
We like never had class with each other, like ever.
Mm-hmm.
My freshman year, like for me though, at least it was just like I just hung out with a lot of the upperclassmen.
Right. Yeah, and yeah, I sort of envy you back then about that. Like not just you, but like a lot of the people that had siblings going to Kerr already. Like they were pretty well known, right? And then I wanted that experience, like just to get to know people from like the upperclassmen. I mean, looking back, it doesn't seem that special. Like if you know like upperclassmen, right? They're just another kid, just older than you. But yeah, I envy you and a lot of people because like you guys get to easily fit in with these other group of people, the other upperclassmen, you know, like so easily because like you knew them. And it was hard for me to like approach them and be like, hey, can I join you guys without sounding like a creep? You know, hey, can I join you guys?
Wait, I didn't really know them. Like they were just like, how did I get to know them? Like for me, like the way I am sometimes, I kind of just talk to random ass people, and it just like I think the conversations just come up,
Right.
and so that eventually I found out that they knew my cousins and stuff, and then
Right.
so then more and more of them would like crowd around, and
Right.
it would be like, oh hey, you know him, blah 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 blah, blah. And yeah, it does help a lot. 'Cause
Yeah.
you have something to talk about, and then you kind of get closer from that.
Right. And then sophomore year, was pretty much the same thing. A little bit. I mean, like
Sophomore year, yeah.
sophomore
Yeah.
year, because I don't remember if we had any classes together. I think we did.
No, I don't think we did.
In
I
sophomore?
swear we didn't.
Sophomore.
I swear.
Yeah, you probably didn't have that. Yeah, I mean, like we didn't have class with each other in sophomore year, but we still like kept in touch with each other when we see each other. When we go hang out and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, we still keep in contact. Nothing much happened in sophomore year. I mean, do you have anything you remember?
Sophomore year wasn't very exciting. I don't remember too much about sophomore year. It was a really it's kind of weird. Like you just felt like you were there,
Right.
I mean, because you're not upperclassmen
Mm-hmm.
and you're not a freshman anymore,
Yeah.
and so you're just kind of there.
Yeah. That's that.
Is that how you felt?
Yeah. That's how I felt. I was just like, just going through the motion, just going through sophomore year. And then how about junior year? I know junior year was
Junior year was great. Junior year was great.
Mhm.
For me at least, I thought it was great.
Right.
By that time, I still don't think we had too many classes.
I
We
think.
Did we have English together? Maybe.
No, I had English with some other kids I remember that I sat around the table with.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't have English together because I think I don't know.
'Cause you had band schedule.
I had
Why?
band schedule, and I remember English. I was taking regular English, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What
so-
was I taking? I was not taking regular English. I thought it was.
You were? Oh, I don't even remember.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, that's another thing. Throughout the four years, or not 4 years, I would say about like 3 out of 4 years in high school, I had band, right? And band, I've always had C lunch no matter what because I was in band.
And I never saw you.
Yeah, so I never saw you or the other guys in any lunch, and I remember C lunch was the worst lunch because you get the crappy leftovers.
Exactly. Crappy leftovers and all the cooks like don't even want to cook anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. So sometimes I would like skip to A lunch sometimes if my band teacher let me, and that
So,
was
but then I would never see you either because I think I had B lunch. Like
Yeah.
always.
yeah.
And I would never see you if you skipped or if you had your regular lunch.
Exactly.
So ass.
But yeah, I mean like yeah, because I had a band schedule, but like I know that we've always see each other like at the bus canopy. You remember bus canopy, though, right? When we all just take a bus all the way to Taylor, and then we all just meet.
We all like we pile out and we just like hang out at the grass or
Exactly,
something,
dude.
right? Yeah,
That's
that was fun.
that's the only time where I would see everyone from every period, from every part of the fucking day, bro. That was exciting. And
That was a massive amount of people.
yeah, dude. Looking back, man, we had a really big class, even though not really, because I think our graduating class was like less than 200 kids.
Yeah, we had like 176 or something like that.
Yeah, around there.
Ridiculous, man. That's a tiny
Mhm.
fraction of most schools.
Yeah. So junior year is when things start to flip for me in terms of like my life,
Oh, yeah?
You remember my dog Lucky?
Yeah.
Yeah, he passed away on junior year, and like it was the worst time ever, because like I remember like to all those that don't know, like my first dog was Lucky. He was a wiener dog.
It's a great dog.
He he couldn't walk anymore because of his back issue. And I remember like we were trying to find ways to get him, you know, to feel better, you know, just to be able to walk again. But like my parents couldn't afford it, you know. We weren't a rich family or anything, and so like we didn't want Lucky to suffer anymore, or my parents didn't want him to suffer anymore. So they had to talk me into putting him down, and that was like the worst decision I've ever had to make, because like
Can you imagine?
yeah, like you can only imagine like being a 15 or 16-year-old, you had to make a decision to kill something that you really love, right? And that's something I had to come across really early on my age, and I'm pretty sure like a lot of people like had to deal with deaths and stuff like that really early on. But for me, like I had to make a decision whether I want to put him down or not. And that wasn't even the worst part, bro. Like the worst part was that I was so afraid to let him go, you know, that I decided to go to school that day instead of going to the vet with my parents and Lucky. And this is according to my dad, because he's the one that took my dog there. And the vets told him that he's free to go, right? Like he doesn't need to be here to see this. And that hurts me so much to this day. Like it still does, because like basically Lucky was put down when none of us were there. And I could only imagine how confused he was, you know, going to sleep, and the last thing you see is like probably two doctors like you don't know. And I wish I could have been there for him, because I feel like I didn't do him any favor by not being there for him in his last moments. And it really hit me then, because like at that moment I finally realized that life is really precious. I mean, like people watching this is probably gonna be like, it's just a dog, it really doesn't matter. I mean, like, yeah, I mean it's a dog, but like you gotta understand, like I grew up being an only child. I had literally no one growing up, right? Not until like not until like I was later in high school, when, you know, Roland was a little bit older, and he understood a little bit about what I was going through, right? And then yeah, I grew up as an only child. I was always alone, and that pretty much explains why I don't have like that social skill, you know. I was always sheltered. I would think my parents didn't really like letting me going out with people. I mean, today they're a little bit more lenient about it, obviously, because I'm an adult, 27-year-old. Obviously, they're gonna have to let me go, you know. But as the older I get, they were more lenient about it. But like when I was a kid, it was just me. I was the only child. My parents were always working, you know, to provide food for the table, making sure that I have a roof over my head. So I was always home alone, always alone, always watching TV and minding my own business. And so losing Lucky was like losing part of me. And the way that I lost him was probably even worse, because he didn't get
there for him.
Yeah, I wasn't there for him when he was put down. And again, that adds to another regret in my list, in my life. But I just had to live with it to this day. But yeah, that was the turning point where I had to understand that life is really, really important, and that you have to cherish every moment of it. And that's where I'm trying to get at, because senior year was when I actually wanted to do things differently. You know, senior year was, even though it was already too late, you know, too late to turn things around in my high school career. Because like in high school, I didn't do that great, bro. I'll be honest with you, I did not do that great. I was like, what was my GPA? I remember my GPA was really bad. I think it was like 2 point something GPA. But like at the end of senior year, I was able to bump it up to like a 3.2 or something like that. But like I feel like I could have done better. I feel like I could have done better, obviously. But I had to work with what I got in senior year, right? And I did. I worked my ass off, and then I took everything a little bit more seriously at that point. I mean, obviously there's gonna be times in senior year where I like massively failed a class because I just wasn't interested in it or not motivated enough. But yeah, I mean, like lucky was one of the reasons why I wanted to do a little bit better in senior year.
That's good. You had to go through that though. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like
those were...
to be fair, like it wasn't until like recently when I started sharing, being more open about how I felt, you know. And like I remember back in high school, like that era, like I was afraid of showing emotion, especially to another guy, because I thought that showing emotion was a sign of weakness, you know. But today, like it makes no sense to think that way, you know, because it's better like to actually be open about how you felt.
I think we all felt that way back then in high school. Yeah, I mean it's just a thing, you know. That's your mentality.
Yeah, and it's like I don't want to say that we live in a society, but we live in a society.
Oh no, you went there.
Well, like I think like we weren't taught that way, but like it was like an implied code, you know, like if you're a guy, like you just have to hold everything in. You can't open your feelings to the world, because that you can't be like that, or you'll be considered weak. But like if you're in high school or middle school or whatever age, right, don't be afraid to like be open about your feelings, because having that bottle up inside of you, it just eats you away, man. It's not a good feeling at all.
I think we should say what we wish we had done differently, and you know, maybe the viewers can take from that.
Okay.
Because like I think there's a lot of things I feel like I would have done differently.
Right. I mean, you want to start with that, or?
I can start.
Sure.
Like, you know, just growing up in general, like middle school, intermediate, all the way to even through high school, I think I wasn't very open about my emotions either. I kind of still not. I'm not very emotional, like type of guy, I guess, and so I don't like explaining and talking about my emotions, things like that. But I think if I could go back to like middle school and high school, I would definitely be more social, because I don't feel like I was that social.
Right.
I really wasn't. And you think you were awkward? I felt like I was super awkward. I don't know, man. And I think just kind of put yourself out there and be more open to do things. I wasn't very open to do anything.
Right.
I felt like doing things. I felt like not trying was cool, and not doing what other people were doing was even better, like even cooler. And so I wouldn't do things that, even if I kind of wanted to try it, like I wouldn't go and do it. And so I think you should really just go for it. Right. Because now you can't go back and do all the things that you wanted to do. It's like you lost that chance, and you kind of get so depressed thinking about it, you know. It's like, I wish I could have done that. I wish I would have known like how that was. Right. And I guess that's what a lot of people say, but you know, in hindsight. But I think.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's pretty much it for me. I think it's just do more.
Right.
Do more.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like my advice goes along the same way like that. What I've learned from recent like relationships and stuff like that, I feel like if you really wanna find what you're looking for out there, you just have to take every single opportunity that comes along your way. Like even if you're like the most sociably awkward kid ever, like you should just take it. You should just go for it. Like what's what's the worst that can happen, right?
Exactly.
And what's the worst that can happen? Like, obviously, like that's something I should have just done. Like, I was so afraid of what other people would think about me.
Would think, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But like, it doesn't matter because like we're
Doesn't
not
matter.
today. Like, we're not the same type of people that we were back in high school, obviously. And those kids that you thought that were gonna judge you, they're not the same people today. And so I should have just gone for it. Like, just been more like been more open to more people, you know, and not just stay where it's comfortable at and where I'm at. And
That's a good point right there. Comfortable.
Mhm.
I think you shouldn't always feel comfortable.
right,
Is my advice. Is when you're too comfortable, it's just, you know, it's not good either. You never put yourself out there and experience what you could have experienced.
right. So I was thinking of what I would, you know, the type of advice I would
Okay.
tell to kids these days. Don't let anyone or anything dictate what you want to do in life. And it's probably a cliche advice, but it's so true, because like, coming from someone that has let everyone else make a decision for me in life, like it just was not the greatest thing ever. Like, if you're not enjoying what you're doing in life, then what the hell are you doing, you know?
Yeah.
And
That's great advice.
that's kind of ironic, because I'm telling you not to follow what other people should say. Just so basically, just
I think the idea you're trying to get through is don't let other people don't let yourself feel like other people are judging you or thinking like something about you that is gonna change the way that you are.
right, yeah,
Is what you're trying to get at, I think,
Mhm.
right?
yeah. That's 100%. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can move on to like post high school, which is like, I would say would be like sophomore year, in my opinion. It felt like we were all in limbo, bro. It felt like we were all so here's the thing. Like, we were still best friends, right? And after high school, we went to, well, for the first few years, we went to different colleges. But like, it didn't feel like I was like going our separate ways.
Yeah, you weren't gone or
Yeah,
anything.
I didn't feel it that way. I was going to a community college, and you were already going to U of H, and so I was obviously, like, at the end of high school, I wasn't sure if I wanted to go to college or anything, and I feel like I was expected to go to college because of my parents, and they wanted me to go to college so I can get a college education. So I actually went to college just for them, basically. And so I went to community college for the first 2 years, and then I transferred over to U of H. I mean, I can tell you about my experience at U of H. It was again, like, I didn't really care about the people that I went to school with or had classes with at U of H. I didn't make a lot of new friends when I was at U of H, because I was more closer to you guys, because like, you guys were always like hanging out with each other on campus. So I was like, what's the point of making new friends at school when I have you guys? But like, that's not a healthy mentality to have. You should always be looking for opportunities to make friends, to open up your network and stuff like that, especially in college. Especially in college.
Yeah.
And because that's important, because if you want to get a really good job, then you need to have a good network of people. That speaks more in my last 2 years in college, because it took me about like 6 years to finish college in total, basically. And you guys were already done by like the 4th or 5th year, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so like my last 2 years in college, I was like, it was just me, because number one, a lot of you guys already graduated, right? And number two, I had night classes, bro. That was brutal, bro. That was brutal.
Oh yeah. Can't imagine.
Yeah, I remember. I remember we would. Like, I would have like a class at like 2 p.m. right, and then after class, I remember you were still in school at that time, and then we would like sometimes like and get lunch together and stuff like that.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we were still hanging out with each other. Then like after that, you would go to class, and I would have like a 4-hour downtime for my next class.
I remember you told me about that. I
Yeah.
was like, dude, you're crazy.
Sometimes during that 4 hour, I would go to like the 8th floor of the library and just take a nap. And then when
That's
I
what
wake
people
up,
do. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what people do.
and then when I wake up, I'll be like, oh crap, it's only been 2 hours. What am I gonna do for the next 2 hours?
Oh God. Oh man, that's brutal. That is brutal.
Yeah, and so then I would go to my next class, which is be like sometimes it'll be at 6 or it'll be at like 8 or something like that. And then and so I didn't really care about making friends at that point, and I should have cared about making friends, you know, like because I mean like I did make friends, but like I don't. I feel like I made friends just for the sake of trying to get through the class, and you know, like not like going crazy, you know.
I think it's a little harder to make friends in college as well sometimes.
Right,
Because
yeah.
of the way. Yeah.
Yeah,
More like that.
and
Ish.
and it goes a little bit back to like that advice of like trying to make friends in high school, because like friends in high school, it's something that you can't really forget. Because how was your experience at U of H?
My experience at UH was not the greatest because I didn't put myself out there enough,
Right.
and so it would be go to class or no, go to school. The toughest part was finding a parking spot, and so that would be like the toughest part of my day. The classes were fine.
Right.
Find a parking spot, walk to class, sit in class, fall asleep, barely pay attention, and then go home. That's literally what I did, like for like 2-3 years.
Right.
And, you know, near the end, eventually I started to try to like, you know, broaden my horizons, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I think because by that time my classes were pretty tough. I was doing like the accounting classes, and they were actually kind of tough. And I remember one day I remember that bowling alley that they had in the underground portion.
Yeah, the UC.
The UC, yeah. And so they finished that, and then the bowling was available. And I remember I would go down there. I don't remember if you would ever meet us down there. I guess you did, right? You did meet us down there sometimes.
It was sometimes, yeah, like every now and then. Yeah.
Really, yeah.
Mhm.
I think one of my most memorable moments was I went down there. My class was, I think, 2 hours out. I think it was like I was there like super early, and my first couple classes got canceled or something, and so I had 2 hours to spare. So I went down there. And I bought like 4 beers and I chugged them. I bowled for a little bit, and then I went to class hammered.
Oh my god.
And man, I do not remember what the hell happened that in the entire class. It was like an hour-long class. I don't remember what the hell happened.
Oh my
and then I
God.
drove my ass home. I was sober by the time I drove though, so I was okay. But gee, that's one of my most memorable dumbass memories.
This was like around the time when you were like an alcoholic, right?
Yeah, sub-alcoholic, not
Yeah.
alcoholic yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the time like I was just starting, and you know the beers were readily available in the UC, and I think I just turned 21 at that time. So I was chugging like crazy. I was like drinking everything I could,
Mhm.
and I was so bored that day. It was a bad idea. Yeah.
Right.
And,
Right.
I remember I think I was with I don't remember who I was with. There was some girl, and she was sitting in front of me. We had the same class, a different class, and we were just studying. And you know, I think that was nice. You know, you could study together, hang out, chat. And that's what I liked about college. It was more free, and you could do what you want. I guess our high school was similar, but college you could really just do whatever you wanted. And,
Right.
Other than that, I had a couple kids like stalk me. Did I ever tell you about that?
I think you told me about one. But
That one guy.
Well, I mean, you can go ahead and tell it, but I think I vaguely remember it.
No, you'll probably remember after I tell you. It was the he had the rolling backpack, the rolling
rolling
backpack guy. Do you remember that story that I told you?
I remember you mentioned something about a guy with a rolling backpack. I was like stalking
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, this jackass, man. He would like, like the rolling backpack kids, they just like hit everybody. They don't even know what the hell they're doing, right?
Right.
And so this guy would follow me like from one end of the campus to the next end of the campus to the other side of the campus, and he would just hit everybody with his damn backpack while he was talking, chatting away. Like he would not stop talking. Like
Oh my.
this guy was so he freaked me out, but he would not stop following me. And unfortunately, like I had a class with him, and that's why he would follow me. Like when we got out of class, he would follow me,
Right.
and he just kept talking and talking. I'm just like, I don't talk anymore. Yeah, that was a little freaky. And then I had some other like kid like stalk me too. It was kind of weird, but I don't know. I don't know why people like to follow me, but they did that. So my college experience was not the best.
Yeah, I mean, did you go to a lot of college parties?
College, not really. I went to a couple only because like other people wanted to go. I didn't really want to go. Like I wasn't really like into like I wasn't like hyped. Like oh yeah, I really want to go to that party. Yeah, I was never
Yeah.
like that.
Not even to like a frat party or anything?
Nah, I've been to frat parties, but I've never been like excited to go to a frat party. You know what I mean?
I think I've been to a few parties, and I've only been to one frat party. And no matter what party it was, I was just like, I want to go home early. Like the moment I showed out, I was like loud music, too many people walking around, too many things going on. I just was like, I want to go home, man. I want to go home.
I mean, like the thing with me is like I love meeting new people. I love talking to people. I love loud music, and I love like crowds. But I'm not really big on like parties,
Right.
like frat parties and stuff like that in general. Because I just it's when I'm there, I'm just like it's not that great. And like you, I'd be like, can we go home now?
Yeah.
Or
I like the type of parties that we as a group, you, me, and the guys and girls that we hang out with, right? That we do. Like I know that like a couple weeks ago we had a get together, like after like what, a year or two of not seeing each other, and that was like probably like the highlight of my year so far, because I get to see everyone again, and then that was great. Those are the type of meetups that I would love to have again and again and again, because I get to see you guys again, and in addition, maybe one or two new people that I never met before might show up to the party, and they're not like entirely new. They have like some relation with like the people that we already hang out with, and that's the type of party that I would like, to always have.
Right, not like a bunch of fucking strangers like drinking,
Exactly.
being assholes.
All right, let's talk a little bit about our group of friends. They are some of them.
A bunch of assholes.
Bunch of assholes, bunch of weird ass peoples, the coolest people, the funniest people, and I couldn't ask for a better group of friends, obviously.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, I remember when we would go out, right, and I would meet like someone that was an upperclassman when we were in school, or like some basically some other class, right, that was not our class, basically. And then they would see that we were all hanging out with the same group of people that we hung out back in high school. And then I remember one of them told us was like, I really envy your class, because you guys, even though it's been how many years since you guys went to high school, and it's like you guys still hang out with each other, and my class, we don't even talk to each other anymore and stuff like that. And I hear that a lot, like from a lot of people, like upperclassmen and underclassmen, that when we were in high school,
Oh, okay.
And I guess because it surprised me, because I thought it would be like a natural thing, like you would keep in contact with the people you had in high school, but I guess like
it felt more natural for us.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I guess because we all knew each other since we were like a little kid, and we grew up with each other basically, and so I consider the people that we hang out with as like family to me, and I'm
Definitely.
yeah
More than family.
Yeah. I couldn't ask for a better group of friends, even though they throw my f***ing games in Overwatch every f***ing day. I'm still f***ing plat. Yeah, thanks guys.
I do that too.
Well, nah,
That's just because I'm unskilled.
but I'm kidding though. But I honestly like these guys are really great. I'm glad that we still get to see them every now and then, you know. And I'm even more happy about how much success they're finding in life nowadays, you know, because they deserve it. And I mean, are you planning on moving out anytime soon, buying your own house, or?
Probably soon, yeah, probably soon. I have enough already, like saved up. I want more.
Right.
So, yeah, I like for me, I like security. So, yeah. So I need to wait a little longer.
Right. Yeah, me, I don't think I'm moving from my house anytime soon. I'm still trying to finish up grad school.
Right. I mean, you got a lot of.
Yeah, I got grad school. I got my car to pay off. I'm still paying off this house. I mean, yeah, I got a lot of things to do, so I'm not really like I have to get a new house. Like this house is fine, obviously. This house
is great. Yeah.
this house is fine. I don't see myself moving anytime soon.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, like, I know you went to school for accounting, right? And that's not what you're doing nowadays.
Nope. Yeah, I like to jump around.
Would you rather have gone into accounting, or are you?
No,
fine?
hell no, fuck that. No.
No.
Kids, do what you want to do. I
Yeah.
did not want to do accounting, and I did not do accounting, and I'm happy I didn't do accounting.
As a matter of fact, your hobby doesn't even revolve around your job, basically, right? Like
It's not related. Like it's like related like to 5%.
right.
Relatable. Yeah.
Wait, so what do you do again? I forgot.
I do loans, so I'm an
Loans.
underwriter. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm basically I'm in finance, so
Right.
it's related to accounting though. There's
Yeah.
aspects of it that are heavily related to accounting, but
Right.
most of the time I do write-ups of loans. So what that means is I basically look at whoever's trying to borrow money from the bank, you know, and then we do a background check. We take all their financials. We see if they can pay off whatever they're asking for, loan, line of credit, home mortgage, you know, things like that.
Right.
And I also take care of the appraisal side of things. So if you need an appraisal, I do commercial and I also do residentials. So I'll order the appraisals and residential commercial appraisals for basically the entire bank.
Right.
And then I'll review them as well. So I don't have a lot of time on my hands. I'm pretty busy just
Right.
on that.
Yeah.
And then freaking I have to do the environmental testing too.
What's
So environmental testing, yeah, you wouldn't think I would do that, right? But there's like environmental issues that could come up with commercial properties. Like if it's next to if it used to be a dry cleaner and now it's a restaurant, that could be a huge environmental issue. The residue from the water or like the contaminants could be in the soil all around the property, and you know I have to order the reports, and once I get the report back, I have to make sure the site is clean.
Right.
So that could be gas stations are a huge issue. There's like, you know, like they have underground storage tanks, things like that, and it's crazy. And I didn't think I would be doing environmental things, but
so it's like you're also a part-time inspector. Basically.
Oh hell no, I'm not an inspector. We pay the inspectors. I just review the inspection reports, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's totally not
what you expected. Right?
100% accounting. And like, I know your hobby is more computer related, right? And I know you've been trying to get into IT. How's that going?
Yeah, IT's good. Getting into it, not so good so far, but you know, working on it.
Yeah.
Working on those certs. The certs are important, I think.
Yeah.
for moving on because I have no experience. My background's not IT. It's gonna be hard just to get my foot in the door to what I want. But I could always pick up a simple call center, or like a internal help desk sort of job. I could always take that, but then I would be losing a lot of pay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's the trade-off. There's a trade-off there. But
yeah, you're gonna be one of those people that's like, have you tried turning it off and turning it back on like 50 times in a row?
Dude, but I mean, honestly, that's not even something to joke about. It usually works like freaking like 80% of the time, right? I mean, you should know. You're in IT. So.
I did help desk for a couple years, 1 or 2 years. Basically, mostly user administration. Like I handle a lot of users that are in database and stuff like that, right? And then I would be the one that I give them access to schemas, databases, tables, whatever, right? Basically, I was like a mini DBA admin, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I would do database stuff. I was also like the gatekeeper of like a lot of applications that my company uses. And so like if you needed access to it, you would have to get with me, and I'll be like, okay, let me get you all set up and stuff, and you should be good to go, right? That's what I did for my first couple years, and now I'm a developer basically. And I say developer, but like I don't really like build a lot of stuff. Like I'm mostly using what we already have now to execute like the jobs that they want us to do. And if there's anything that's like broken or anything that needs tweaking, I would just go into the source code and like just change like a semicolon or something, to a period, or like or change this string to this string, like whatever, right? Like it's not like a full blown out developer, I would say.
Okay.
But like I'm still a developer, and that's like unlike you, that's what I went into school for. Like I went to school for my degrees in computer information system, and so it's a lot like MIS at Bauer, right? And with the management information system, but computer CIS is more. Mine is more technical related, whereas the one at the business school is more business related, basically. And so I went to school for CIS, and I came out, landed a job in the IT world, right? And then I'm just working my way up. And at the same time, I'm also going for my master's, which is my master's right now. I'm going for is digital forensics, and I know it sounds pretty cool, right? Oh, forensics, but like,
oh yeah,
but like forensics is always something I've always wanted to do in my life, ever since I was a little kid. Like I wanted to be a detective, basically an investigator, of some sort, right? But it's just that I was terrible at like biology and chemistry. Like I could not remember anything from bio or chem to save my own life, man. But for some reason, I'm able to do that with computers. And so like when I was in college, I learned that forensics is just more than bio and chem. Like you have accounting forensics, and then you also have like computer forensics. Like there's so many forensics that doesn't involve bio or chem, Right. And so when I learned about that, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go into digital forensics, because like cyber crimes are a pretty big deal these days, and especially with the evolution of technology, right? It's gonna get worse over time. So I was like, you know what? Why don't I just stop listening to other people telling me to like, oh, you should go into the computer field and become like a coder or developer or some stuff, right? Like, I mean, like, no offense to like to the software developers and all of that, but like I think it's boring as hell, bro.
Not for everybody.
I think
I can't do it.
I think it's stressful, man. Like just think about like just you're trying to build a program, right? And you're trying to figure out why it doesn't work, and like you lose sleep over it. Like, oh crap.
Yeah, it's a tough job, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it, and
Respect to them for sure.
yeah, much respect to them, and but like that's just not for me, and I feel like I won't get any satisfaction of doing that job ever in my life, and so I wanted to go into digital forensics because I wanted to help, stop, basically protect kids, teens, and even adults from being exploited online, basically. And that's what I want to do in life, and I just want to help those that are in need, because that's like, it's not okay. And like, to be fair though, like people that are like pedophiles or human traffickers, I feel like they're the worst type of criminals out there, in my opinion.
I wholeheartedly agree.
In my opinion, they are at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to criminals. And but yeah, that's why that's where I'm at right now in my life. And I mean, I hope you get into the IT field, because I know like a lot of the guys that we hang out with, they didn't even start out in IT. Like I know one person, you probably know who I'm talking about. He started out in petroleum engineering, and now he's a freaking DBA, because he's a freaking DBA. And then like another person that we hang out with, he started out as kinesiologist major, and he wanted to go into PT school, and I remember he told me he didn't like it, so he came back to Houston, and then he just started going to a coding boot camp, and now he's a developer.
Was he like front end developer now, right?
Yeah, and he's making bank right now from last time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm happy for him. But like I just think it's pretty funny how like everyone now is like switching to IT, and I'm not throwing any shade at you guys. It's really a big coincidence how like IT is such a big thing nowadays, that it's more, especially since we're all working from home now. Like, to work in IT, you really don't need to show up into the office. And I say that from my perspective as someone that already works in the IT field. I've been working home since quarantine started, and it's been a blast. Like I
wish I could have.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know you have the day off tomorrow, probably, right? Because you're leaving, and so like me, like I can sleep late whenever I want, because I just need to make sure that I wake up and log in at 9 at least, right?
Yeah, you bastard.
Yeah. So I don't have to worry about traffic. I don't have to worry about what clothes do I have to wear today. I don't have to worry about like my hair and stuff like
Your
that.
hair, yeah. You can save on gas / electricity in your case.
Yeah, like, you want to know how far my work is? That's where my bed is, bro.
Damn, you don't need a Tesla for that.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's where we are right now.
I think that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, and I mean, looking forward, do you see anything do you have anything planned out for the future, or is that still like up in the air for you?
Well, with me, I don't plan anything.
Right.
I'm really bad at planning things.
Right.
So if it happens, it happens is the way I do things. But I guess that's not the best way to do things for sure. 100%. Yeah.
Right.
But other than trying to get into IT, that's about it for me. Yeah. How about you?
Me, let's see. Yeah, I mean, like, just try to finish up grad school first and foremost. And once I finish grad school, I'm gonna try to get into my field that I've always wanted to, and that was to be an investigator, right?
Right.
And I know that it's gonna be a rough path after that, because I literally don't have experience in forensics, but I do.
But you love to do it, and I think you'll be great. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love to do it, and I have experience with working with computers and stuff like that. So I think I think I should be okay as long as I continue to learn. I feel like being in grad school right now, this is like the first time in my whole entire 27 years of living where I've actually enjoyed going to school.
Wow.
Like, for once in my life. Like I think I told one of our friends this the other day, like, because I enjoy doing what I do, or I enjoy what I learn in grad school right now because it's something I'm really passionate about, and that was something I didn't have back in like high school or even my undergrad years, because I felt like obviously in high school, right, like from kindergarten to 12th grade, we were expected to go to school. That's to be expected, right?
Yeah.
And then for your undergrad, it's optional, but like I don't know about anyone else, but like for me, like it would be looked down upon if I didn't go to college, you know?
Right.
And
Same for me. Yeah.
so I felt like I was obligated to go to college so that my parents could be happy, right?
Exactly. Same way for me. Exactly.
Yeah. But like for the first time in my life, being in grad school, I'm going to grad school. I actually want to be in grad school because it's so cool learning about these stuff. Because I for once I don't have to learn about like Shakespeare so that I can like learn about what I'm passionate about, right? Like when you go into grad school, you jump straight into what you want to specialize in, and that's the coolest thing about grad school. And yeah, that's what I want to finish. And then once I finish that, try to land a job in. I guess see where I go from there.
Yeah, I think you got it, man.
Yeah.
You're almost there.
Yeah. But
once you land that job, you give me your job, and I'll be all happy.
Bro, I will offer you my job, man. I will be like, hey man, I know this guy. He knows how to crypto mine. I mean
Wait a second.
But shoot, man. Yeah, I know that I know this isn't going to be like the last time we're going to see each other. Because I know that from this point on, we're going to be seeing each other a lot more actually. Because like a lot of our friends are getting married, right? And then obviously we're still going to hang out when we all have like our free time and stuff like that. But again, like that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited about seeing our friends getting married and stuff like that. Like that's a pretty cool thing to think about.
Yeah, actually, when you think about it, like I didn't think about that, but yeah, that is actually really cool.
Yeah, and like I know that you know that I went through a lot in terms of relationship, which I'm not gonna really cover into this video because I can go on for like another hour about that stuff. But
we'll talk about it next time.
Yeah, but you would think that, oh, I would be like salty about all these people getting married, but I'm not really, because these are my friends, these are my family that are getting married, and I'm like more than happy that they finally found their happiness, you know. And yeah. I'm not salty about it. I know my mom raised me to believe that when it's our time, then it will be our time, you know. Mm-hmm. And you just have to live your life.
Keep looking ahead.
Looking
ahead.
Yeah, live your life. Don't be negative, right? Don't be negative in life. Just have a positive outlook in life. And then when you project something good will come back to you. That's what I believe in. And so
I think that's so true, though. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and so and it's just, man, thinking back, like 20 years, that's a long time, bro. That is a long time. And I remember I would spend the summer, one summer, like just going to your house every single day. You remember that?
Yeah,
dude.
I remember that.
And then
we hang out all the time.
Yeah, we hang out all the time. And I appreciate what your family has done for me. Like your sister took care of us too when it was during the summer, right? Yeah, I mean, like, well, I hope she's doing really well right now.
Yeah, she's doing well.
Okay.
She's, not here, but
okay, I mean,
she's well.
That's good.
I haven't seen her in a while, so I really don't know.
Okay. I mean, like,
but we keep in contact.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever see her, just give her my regards.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
She always asks about you, you know. Actually, thanks for reminding me. I need to pay her.
No problem. Oh, dude, I think it goes without saying that I think we'll be each other's best men at our weddings, right?
Oh no, for sure.
Yeah, I think for sure. I think I had a discussion with one of the guys, right? And they were talking about who's gonna be the best man's at everyone's weddings, right? In the voice call, and then when they finally got to me, they were like, "Oh, yeah, you don't have to tell us, Raymond. It's gonna be Simon." I was like, "What the? You didn't even let me say anything." But yeah, man. I mean, dude. I mean, like. And then they were like, they weren't mad about it. They weren't even going to contest over the best man spot, because they knew how long we knew each other and what our history was like, you know.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, like, it's incredible. Like, just looking at it, like, I don't think this whole entire video is going to do justice about what we've gone through in life.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and I don't think we've ever like had any sort of argument or conflict or anything in those 20 years either.
We don't need to.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, like, we would disagree on some stuff, but like it wasn't never like.
I mean, yeah.
It was never like, oh no, you suck ass or something like that. Or maybe I do say that maybe when we play games or something.
No, but that's like, yeah, that's like, you know, that's just us talking to each other.
Yeah.
That's just how we are.
Yeah, and
You know, but like I have to say, you know, like you and your family, you know, you've always taken care of me as well. They've always taken care of me. You guys have always taken care of me when I was, you know,
Mhm.
younger. We were growing up. The same thing goes,
Right.
It goes both ways, I think. for
Right.
us.
Other than that, yeah, I mean, I think obviously we have a lot more to share about, but like the main point of this whole video is just to. I know like a lot of people don't know like our history. Right, they know the only thing they know is that we're best friends, but like they don't know like what we've gone.
I don't know why we're best friends.
Yeah, they don't know why we were best friends. They don't know how we were able to keep that bond together for so many years. I'm glad. I'm glad that we still have each other. I'm glad
No, for
that
sure, man.
I'm glad that we're still going to continue growing, because I don't think we're at the end of any type of journey yet. I still
Not even
think.
close.
Yeah, I still think we have a lot of ways to go. And
Yeah, bro, we're still young, man.
yes,
Young forever.
yeah, man. I mean, the last thing I want to say is word of appreciation. I thank you for everything. I'm glad that I've got to meet you. I'm glad that I liked Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and you liked Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so that we were able to.
That was our strongest bond.
Dude, that's incredible. But yeah, bro, I see you not just as a friend, not just as a best friend, but I see you as a brother to me, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna be with each other until the very end, right? Until we're like, I don't know, in a nursery home or some shit, and just talking about like, you remember.
Hey, don't put me in a nursing home, bro. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, maybe we'll be in our one of our houses, right? And then we'll be like, hey, you remember that one episode of Yu-Gi-Oh, man, where like Joey was like throwing a kunai with Chain.
Do you remember when Yugi attacked the moon?
Bro, they actually made that into a card. I was losing my mind.
Attacked the moon. I have that card. It's hilarious. Oh no, but serious respect, man. Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you saying that, and for sure, you've always been a brother to me. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's no. I don't even need to say that, right? I mean, it's just how we are.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I mean, I think I said my bits. You have any more to add? Any
No,
last words?
I think you covered everything I was gonna say. So.
All right. I guess. All right, to all the viewers. I guess my only thing is, I don't know how long this video is, but if you managed to watch through all of it, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And Simon, brother, thank you for taking the time to make this video with me. I think a lot of kids or people in general are gonna learn from this. Hopefully they learn something from it, because the best way to learn is from other people's mistake,
Right.
and from your own mistake as well. But we want you to go through life making sure that you don't repeat our mistakes. But like I hope you get something from it, and yeah, I guess I'll see you next time.
Bye.
See ya.
Why you so tall? You want to play Pokemon?
The Yu-Gi-Oh, man.
Digimon?
It's all about it's all about Yu-Gi-Oh, man. You know. It's all about Yu-Gi-Oh, man.
With Yu-Gi-Oh, man.
Yu-Gi-Oh, man's the new Pokemon game.
I have a Pikachu.
Oh, that's strongest Yu-Gi-Oh, man ever.
Whoa, let's be friends.
Yeah, Digimon, Digimon, yeah.